snap handled. Simmons gets through the hole with a burst. And Jordan.
Big pickup for Simmons here up the middle. Let's first look at this stunt from Michigan. They're in a 3-3-5. You're going to have Ben Van Sumeren cutting across here, and you're going to have Donovan Jeter looping around. So let's watch them both. You can see the right guard or left guard taking Ben Van Sumeren, pushing him around. If you look at Donovan Jeter here, you can see he's on the stunt. He gets taken by the center. So it's a good job by those offensive linemen. Ben Van Sumeren's obviously a linebacker, so he's not going to stand up too well. If he is able to displace himself right here, then that forces Elijah Collins elsewhere. Similarly, I think Donovan Jeter takes this a little bit too looped. He leaves this an easy job for the center to block him. He doesn't force this play, right? He's not really coming down on the running back here, so that allows for this lane to fill. Next main question I have is, where is Josh Ross going, right? Number 12 here, backside linebacker. He is throwing himself into the edge here. You have Michael Barrett, who's coming off the edge here. He is in charge of any sort of fake option here that Lombardi would keep around the edge. That is Michael Barrett's responsibility. I don't know where Josh Ross is going. He throws himself into number 88, this tight end. I don't know what he's expecting. If he instead stays here, comes across here, he will be right in the path of eventually where Simmons goes. Instead, since he throws himself into the line of scrimmage, that leaves that path. As far as McGrone, I can understand why he's shading this way. This is where the play is going. Again, you have multiple options for Simmons. At this point, technically, you could go out here, but with the positioning of Jeter, this is obviously the path Simmons took. Unfortunately, he has this free releasing right guard who takes the block here. I do think McGrone could be a little bit more aggressive here. You have fill of the gap here from Hawkins, so I'm not mad at him here. I think it all falls on Josh Ross failing to keep the backside contained here. And that just brings a big gain.
Or maybe Ben Van Sumeren. Lombardi down the sideline. Caught, touchdown, Spartans.
Very next play, touchdown to White. It's play action. Sorry for the split screen. Nothing I can really do here, but it's play action. So just looking at Michigan State, it's going to be a fake handoff this way. This is going to get everyone flowing this way for the play action rollout here for Lombardi headed this way. You're going to have this H-back tight end coming across into the flat, just a simple go route from this outside guy. And then you're going to have a deeper cross from this guy, and you're going to have just kind of a hitch here. So the main things to watch on this play, none of this really matters. This is a quick throw, so this isn't really consequential. Main thing to watch is obviously defensive back Jimmy Green and Dax Hill. Both these guys get burned here with their eyes in the backfield for reasons that I don't really understand. You can see right here at the point of the throw, Lombardi's going one-on-one against Jimmy Green. Jimmy Green's slightly out of position here, but also look at Dax Hill. This is a touchdown waiting to happen, and let's just go back to Dax Hill real quick at the start of this play. His eyes are in the backfield, in the backfield, in the backfield. Only now is he starting to run. He's lost that route. Right, he's lost that. If this is a throw up the seam, it could be a catch. Dax Hill's fast. He might be able to catch up, but that's a clear miss there. I also don't know where exactly you have Michael Barrett going. I think Michael Barrett probably missed this too. He should be dropping back here. Instead, you have both Hawkins and Barrett coming up here, and I think I think Barrett realizes this late and starts to drop. But you have two guys here for this one H-back out of the backfield. It doesn't make sense. So someone's blowing their coverage there. As far as the actual pass and coverage, it's not bad makeup from here. The issue is, and let's skip forward here to the coverage from Jimmy Green right there. Why are you looking in the backfield, man? That leaves him late here out of his backpedal. You see, now he's kind of in panic mode, right? This guy already made his cut. He's on a fly route, and Jimmy Green has to play catch up. He has good athleticism to do so, but he's not able to get his head around. He does get his arm in here, so it's at least a good job there, but it's a well-thrown ball. If he gets his arm around, he might be able to do a better job against that.
Against the Wolverine. Second down and 8 at the 27-yard line. Lombardi again to throw. Sideline and incomplete, but a flag on the play.
Called defensive pass interference against Jimmy Green. I have a whole analysis thread of the officiating, so make sure you check that out. I'm just going to focus mainly on the blocking on this play. So Michigan State's actually going to initially keep 8 in to block. So they're going to have Both H-backs coming to help the tackles on the defensive ends here. And then you're going to have, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 7 right here. Running back is going to come up, wait a bit, and then go out kind of as a route here. These two H-backs are eventually going to head to the flat after initially chipping anyone that comes. No one actually does on the front end here. As a 3-3-5, you will have Cam McGrone blitzing the A-gap here, but he's picked up. It's only 4 pass rush here against the 7, 8 blockers, so it is a quicker throw as well. The only 2 guys really in a route is what looks like kind of a corner post. I don't know if that's what you call it, but that's kind of what it looks like. And then on the outside, you're going to have the route that's actually thrown to, which is just kind of a fade that you get here. So moving forward here, nothing too notable. Again, looking at the pass rush, some like good movement you could say, but this is a relatively clean pocket. It's a pretty quick throw. Again, they kept everyone in. These guys are headed out late. It's covered, nothing here. So the decision to go on the fade is an easy one. It's one-on-one coverage. Again, it's kind of like a, I guess that's not really a fade. It's kind of like a, it's kind of a fade. But anyway, main issue here is G-Man Green getting his arm on the shoulder pad here. Again, I cover this in my analysis thread. We'll just show a quick replay of that footage. Fine, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine, and there's a penalty. Can't put your hand on this shoulder like that, and that's why it's called. So if you want to see more in-depth analysis, go head over to that, and I talk about that a little bit, but clear defensive pass interference there.
The motion man, Lombardi, side throw, and incomplete.
This is tough, man. So Michigan's sending 5 on pressure here. The 4 down lineman here. Boom, 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 boom. You're actually going to have Kemp, who really wins his battle, especially here, but then you're going to have Cam McGrone blitzing here. He gets held on this. This is something I didn't find in the analysis, but let's just watch the pass rush here. You can see Quiddy Pay, and I don't even know who's that, Hinton. So these 2 guys are against 3 guys on the right side here, so they're not really going to get any pass rush. So nothing notable there. Again, you see Kemp win his one-on-one battle with the center, though he is a little late, so he's not getting in there. Main thing to watch is you do have Hutchinson, who wins his battle on the left side here. You're going to have the running back come over and chip him as well, so that's the barrier for Hutchinson to get to the quarterback. The main one to look at, again, is this blitz from Cam McGrone, and I think this is pretty clear holding. I don't know how you don't really call this. I didn't cover this in my officiating analysis, but it looks like 75. That right arm is on the numbers of his back, and that looks, I don't know how that's a legal block. I could be wrong, but that looks like it could be called holding. Anyway, you have just a back foot heave here from Lombardi with the pressure from McGrone in this instance. The routes for Michigan State on the outside, you're just going to have a fade, post. This is obviously where the target's going. It's called defensive holding on Vincent Gray. Again, I did cover that aspect of this. Don't think this is a fair penalty. Do have a hold here on the shoulder pad, but it's released. No other grab there. And then finally the flag comes out late here for defensive holding. So again, I break down the penalty aspect itself in my other analysis, but that's just a bummer.
Conversions here in the first quarter. Lombardi, he goes to the other side and incomplete. Little holding going on and another flag.
3rd and 10, defensive pass interference called. Again, there are a lot of people complaining about the pass rush. I think it was on its way on this one. Again, you could call a possible hold here. So if you watch Hutchinson off the edge here, that's where I'm looking at a potential hold here. He gets a really good jump at the snap here. And 76, again, he just loses leverage. I don't know if this is called holding or not. This just doesn't look legal to me, but that's up to your discretion. But anyway, this is just a quick throw, right? It's a 3-step, 1, 2, 3, boom, throw the fade. So that's about as close to a pass rush you can get. You can see both Welshoff and Pay here are double teamed. The only other guy you have is McGrone coming on a blitz here. He's picked up by the running back, who actually does a good job, but McGrone actually pushes the running back into Lombardi just after the throw there. So the pass rush was there a step late, but again, this is a 3-step drop, throw, a fade, and the routes from Michigan State is out of the bunch. This guy just kind of runs into Page and then continues across the field. These two guys are running just two fades here. I think they're trying to get a mix-up here depending on who's switching here on the coverage. And then you're just going to have one-on-one on the outside. This is what gets thrown against Vincent Gray. Vincent Gray decides to tug his arm down for whatever reason. And instead of a third down stop on a ball that is debatably uncatchable, but this is an egregious penalty against Vincent Gray. Again, I cover this in my defensive my officiating analysis. You can't hold the arm like that and yank down. They're going to call that every time, man. So just can't be doing that, especially on third down.
First down and 10 at the 32 for Michigan State. Play fake. Lombardi, deep drop, looking for it all. He's got his man, and it's caught. Jalen Nailor right.
Pick up to Nailor here. So let's look at the pass rush. Michigan's going to bring 4. Let's first look at the interior guys. You're going to have Donovan Jeter coming here. He's going to get doubled by these two gentlemen. And then you're going to have Kemp coming here. He's going to be single blocked here. As far as the routes go, you're just going to have a fade. You're going to have this guy coming on a crossing route. This guy's going to, this guy's going to go up the seam. And I believe this guy's going out to the flat here somewhere. Let's make sure those routes are, yeah, something like that. Although that guy's going up the seam. Sorry, the front guy on this sort of bunch, he's also going on a seam. This guy's just going in the middle here. This guy's on the cross. This guy's on the fade route. So looking at the internal pass rush, you can see nothing from Kemp or Jeter here. These guys are locked up. Nothing too much to note. Let's watch here both both Pay and Hutchinson. So Hutchinson here, it looks like he's getting a little bit held. Right, a little bit on the backside here. Nothing egregious, you could say. I can't tell what's happening on the front, but this doesn't look good for the offensive lineman. This is as clear of a hold as you're going to see. This hand right on the numbers. Pay clearly has him beat. If this hold isn't there, then I think Pay probably gets there and lights Lombardi up, but the throw gets out right away or just before Pay gets there, so that's a bummer. Everyone else is covered. Let's skip forward here. Obviously, it's a catch from Nailor, and this is the main thing. I don't know what Gray is looking at. His eyes are around. He's right on the hip of his wide receiver, and then he decides to slow down. Inexplicably, he decides to slow down. Now, we did have Brad Hawkins deep here, and he decided to pick up number 5 on a crossing route. I think that's okay, given the amount of separation between Green and the wide receiver. He decides to try to jump this route. But the main issue is Gray's in great position here. Why does he slow down? Right there. There's no reason to. He just loses contact with the wide receiver, gives up a big gap, gives up a big completion.
Lombardi fires, touchdown Spartans.
Touchdown Heyward here out of the backfield. Looking at Michigan's pass rush, they're setting 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to have around the outside here, you're going to have Cam McGrone. You got 5 in to protect. You're obviously going to have the running back come up here, and then he's going to go out. And this is the main guy to watch here. But first, let's look at the pass rush. You'll have Peg providing most of the pass rush here. They're actually collapsing the pocket pretty well. Again, though, look at how quick of a throw this is. 1, 2, 3, reset his feet, and the ball's out. He's actually throwing kind of off his back foot, given that Pay is already beaten his guy. He's got a clear path to the quarterback here. So this is a quick throw. It's already on its way out. Not much more you can do if you're Pay with how quick that throw is. So the main issue I have here is with Josh Ross. You know, this is a matchup that Michigan State clearly thought they had won, and they did. And Josh Ross is just a hair late breaking on this, right? He's in good position here. You could argue maybe get a little bit more lateral depth here, or lateral movement ahead of time. As this guy is coming out of the backfield, he should be closer to head up on him. Don't give him this outside advantage. There's too much room. You also have another guy here that could potentially come up. So I think if he gets over more and matches the location, I guess the concern there would be, what if it's a route that's something like that, right? Then you give out your leverage up for that kind of route. So I understand why Ross doesn't get that, but he just doesn't have the burst there to make up ground. It's a good ball, and that's a touchdown. So Michigan State got a matchup they liked, and they executed on it.
Coverage of the corners. First down and 10 at the 38. Lombardi pump fake, delivers, and caught. Here we go, Ricky White. And
play action double move here. Burns Vincent Gray. Looking at the pass rush, it's not really possible given you have the play action here. He's going to help this H-back on Hutchinson, and then you have, what is this, 5 guys on these 3. And that's just not gonna work for Michigan. No one gets home, but they're outnumbered almost 2-to-1 there with 7 blockers for 4 rushers. So at the time of the throw, it's an obviously clean pocket. Further out, you're going to have a deep cross here from this inside receiver, and then you're just going to have, like I said, this double move, and then this guy's running a fade on the outside on the opposite side of the field. So it's called, obviously, to go to the double move. You have the pump fake, and then the throw. So my first issue with Michigan on this is Michigan's clearly giving a little bit more space for Vincent Gray. He's off press man, right? He's got a ton of space here to react, so he doesn't have to deal with the initial press man responsibilities, simplifying the game for him a bit. And you also have cover 2. So why is Brad Hawkins coming up this hard on this run fake, right? We have the numbers in the box here to deal with this. There's no reason for him to be biting this hard. This is 7-on-7 in the box. Actually, it's 6-on-7. So there's no reason for Hawkins to be biting this hard. Instead, he should be here over the top to help Vincent Gray. So this isn't a scheme issue on this. This is execution. Given that Hawkins comes up way too hard, he's not in position here to help out. And then let's skip forward here. Look at the eyes for Vincent Gray. Why is he checking the backfield? On this double move, he's looking for the ball. If he's looking at his wide receiver here, he knows that this guy is now making a move. He can better react. But look how long it takes for the eyes of Gray to redirect to the wide receiver. At this point, you're lost. You're lost on that route. His eyes come off of his wide receiver way too soon, and that allows himself to get bitten by this double move, and that's a big gain. So lack of discipline from both Hawkins and lack of technique from Gray spring this into a huge play, and it's just not great.
This third quarter now tied to 17. How about this? Elijah Collins in the game of running back now as Lombardi rolls out of the pocket. Nice throw and the catch to...
This is just a play action rollout here. I'm at a loss here, kind of. The offensive line for Michigan State's just all going to sell this run action this way. Lombardi's going to fake it, and then he's going to roll out this way. Obviously, Michigan's defensive line is all going to be going this way initially. The only 2 routes that you'll get out of Michigan State is a deep flag and then a cross here late after the block from this guy. He's going to come up and kind of roll out late this way as well. So that's the play design. Nothing really to note on the pass rush. It doesn't really get there. You have Hutchinson coming through, but he's way on the backside. One thing to note here is that Pay does do well to route. He takes a good angle here to at least hurry this pass a bit. So he's getting on his high horse, getting out there. So good job from Pay, at least forcing that pass a little bit and getting to the boundary. Main issue here is that initially this is well covered. On the outside, you have Gray. I think this is Dax Hill. You have these 2 guys bracketing this flag route. This looks covered pretty well. And you also have a good reaction out of Ross. He sees this crossing route coming. He's on it right from the get-go. The issue is, inexplicably, and Ross, again, he's gaining depth. He sees number 8, Nailor, crossing his back here. He's staying there. And then for whatever reason, he just stops going. If he continues on this path, right, they're both on the right path. He's matching this route. If he keeps going, he's going to cover that perfectly. I think for whatever reason, he saw 44 popping out late here, coming here, and decided, uh-oh, I need to account for that. When in reality, this is a really tough throw. If he's trying to make this throw with Pay coming down on that, there's no reason. And also, Ross, you have to account for maybe you have extra defenders here. Cover who you know is right here. So that's just a missed assignment, kind of a what are you doing moment for why Ross would come off of that guy, and he gives up a first down. Again, here's a moment where his eyes are deceiving him, and he comes off of that, and this play was going nowhere if Ross continued on that path. Instead, it's a first down.
Gray on the other. Lombardi on 3rd and 10. Guns it over the middle and caught for first down. Ricky White still on the move.
Another 3rd and long conversion for Michigan State. Looking at the pass rush for Michigan, you're going to have 2 stunts coming out of the 4 rushers here. You're going to have, I think this is Kemp coming to the outside. You're going to have a loop around here from Aiden Hutchinson attacking the A-gap here. On the opposite side, you're going to have kind of the opposite. We're going to have Pay tunneling here and Welshoff trying to loop around the outside. Nothing works. The offensive line here actually picks it up well. You also have, Heyward picking up additional slack here. So you have 6 pass blockers on 4 rushers for Michigan. Nothing getting there. Pay kind of gets falling down there to his knees. Again, no one's really getting home. I don't see any holds here really. So this is just plenty of time for Lombardi on a numbers advantage for the offensive line. You have Ross, who has the running back in his assignment here, so he's just kind of sitting here, not rushing. He's responsible for any leak out here later on in this pass. Looking at the routes for this play, you're just going to have, oops, sorry, let me go back here. You're just going to have kind of a sit route here outside, and he's just going to sit here. Out of the bunch, you're going to have this back guy just running a seam. This guy's running an outside, or at least kind of like skinny post here. This is actually what's going to get thrown. Then this guy's going to come here, stop, and then go towards the sideline. So main guy to watch here is G-Man Green. He gets beat. He gets beat bad. We don't actually see a whole lot of the route here. Let me try to get to the crux of it. But right here on this cut, he's late, right? He's still flat-footed here. He doesn't get into his back pedal right here. He should be shifting to his run right there, and he's a second late. Right here at this cut, he should be transitioning to run with the wide receiver. He's a second late, and there's enough separation between him and the wide receiver to make this an easy catch.
Lombardi up the sideline. Oh, what a...
This is just a dime. 7 in to protect against 5 pass rushers. Here's the play action. Running backs coming on this side, and then you're just going to have against these 6 blockers on the pass rushers for Michigan. You're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I think this is Shibley who's actually going to get the most pressure on Lombardi here. But this is after, again, the play action. You can see here comes the blitz from Shibley from the second level. He gives a good pop there on the right guard before getting there late. Again, he's a step or two late there. Decent enough pocket for Lombardi to throw here. So looking at the routes, only 3 routes here. They went for the double move again here on the outside, so he's going to stop and go. You're going to have a deep cross here, and then kind of a similar post pattern here on the outside. Main guy to watch here, so Gray here, he actually does a good job not biting this time. Again, he's in off coverage here. He's not in press, so he's got plenty of space here. Then you have cover 2, so you're supposed to have safety help over the top. And there's nothing really threatening here. This guy late, but you have plenty of coverage here to account for this. So let's first look at Gray on this coverage. He doesn't bite on the double move. Boom, he's in position, right? Why is Hawkins not over the top on this? What is Hawkins waiting for? Why are his hips turned this way? He has to flip his hips here and then gain depth. There's no reason for that. There's no one threatening this side of the field. He should know that based off the motion here, I got to get on my high horse and get out there. He doesn't. So even though Michigan has safety help here, they really don't because Hawkins isn't getting over there. So this is actually really good coverage from Gray. Again, he's right there, maybe a step behind, but you can't play that a whole lot better. That's what I would call just a perfectly thrown ball. Again, good discipline. Look at the eyes. He watched a double move there. He didn't bite. Boom, hand on hip. He's there. Hand on jersey, that's fine. He's there. He's there, he's there, he's there. He's step for step, half a step. This is one where he played it perfectly. If it's not a perfectly thrown ball, he's there. It's a perfectly thrown ball, completion. But Hawkins has got to get over there for help on that. No reason he shouldn't be there.
Lombardi to throw it. Lombardi again. Incomplete, but
another play I covered in my officiating analysis. One thing of note here, Michigan State actually has 8 guys pass protecting here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the running back makes 8. So that's 8 pass blockers. You're just going to have this guy just essentially on a seam route, this guy on an inside release, then he's going on a fade route, right? This is obviously the matchup. You have Jalen Perry in coverage here, press man. But you're going to have this guy again running the seam. These 2 H-backs are going to chip guys before heading out into the flats. Same with this guy chipping Hutchinson. He's going to chip, head out to the flat. And the running back is in pass protection as well. So Michigan's actually going to send some extra pressure here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to send Ross off the edge, who's going to get picked up, chipped before getting picked up by the running back. They're going to have Shibley late coming through. But again, at that point, it's a quick throw. It's a fade. So keeping 8 in to pass protect and then throwing a fade, no pressure is going to get there quick enough. And that's just a quick throw, right? So the issue here is obviously the hold that's called on Perry. I covered this again in my analysis. He has a hold of the shoulder here, which you could argue I would give that a pass. The second grab here, right on the numbers, that's what's getting called here. Then he transitions to the hips. So nothing really at the end of the play here, but that second grab on the numbers, I think, is what did it for him there. But that's just frustrating.
Lombardi. First down, Spartans.
This is just a quick outside release slant route. Again, watch how many people Michigan has in to protect, or Michigan State has in to protect. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's 7 people for just 3 routes, right? And the main route to look at is just an outside release slant route. That's where you have Lombardi looking this entire time. They're picking on Jalen Perry, and they do just that. You see at the time he's thrown, boom, that's a 1 route. So look at Jalen Perry's technique here. He's doing fine. He just has to... He turned his hips too much. I think he should have still been in his back pedal. As soon as he committed here to turn his body towards the outside, that makes it really tough for him to adjust to this inside cut from White. Again, it's a well-sold route here, but he really set up Jalen Perry well, and the hips of Perry to turn outside this way, right? If he has his hips more like this on the top of your screen, where he's pointed more towards the line of scrimmage, he's able to react to this inside much quicker. Instead, he has to flip his hips all the way around. That's way too much time, and that's what allows that separation. Good hit at the end of the play to try to break it up here, but I mean, with 7 in to protect against 4 pass rushers with that quick of a throw, it's just mano-y-mano on the outside, and Jalen Perry gets beat.
Play fake, Lombardi.
This play is really frustrating for a couple reasons. So Michigan actually sends 6 on the pass rush. You're going to have Ojabo on the outside, Welshoff, whatever, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they're going to have Josh Ross late coming through this beat gap here. The main thing to look at is Ojabo on the bottom of your screen right here. He gets held really badly. I didn't call this out in my officiating analysis. I didn't see it. But you can actually see right here, the right arm of this offensive lineman is completely across and on the shoulder pad here. Now, did it affect the play? It looks like it right here. That's the hold. It looks like Ojabo has him clearly beat. I don't know how you don't call that holding. You could also see that Hutchinson is beating his man on the inside right here. 76 is completely faced towards the sideline as Hutchinson is coming upfield. So I don't know where this other arm is, but you got to think there's something going on there, and Hutchinson barely doesn't get there. So that's 2 that I think are pretty. One is egregious against Ojabo. The other one against Hutchinson seems like it's likely a hold, but again, that's hard to see. So Lombardi barely gets it off after the play fake there. Looking at the routes for Michigan State, you're going to have a mesh concept here. Between these 2 wide receivers, you're actually going to have Jalen Perry, who gets beat a little bit by this. He gets caught up here. Solomon does a good job on it. You're going to have this guy running an out route here, and then, or no, I'm sorry, that's the wrong guy. This guy's actually going to do kind of this out route, this flag route, and then this guy's headed out to the flats. So I covered this in the officiating analysis, but I don't believe this is a catch. I won't go through the exact analysis of the catch here or the review, but I'll give you just a couple looks at this angle. I think right there, bounces off the ground. I think you can clearly see the ball move. Again, that's your discretion, but I totally think that it hits the ground. This play doesn't go to review. I think that's dumb. It's a big play, 3rd down. Yeah.
Tucker's trying to build. And look at the clock. Lombardi. Another great throw by Rocky. Lombardi complete.
3rd down and another throw to White and another 1st down. So again, people complaining about the pass rush. And I saw it on Discord everywhere. There's 8 in to protect right now. 7 in. 7 in to protect. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 in to protect against 4 pass rushers for Michigan. Given how quick of a throw this is just a quick in route or a hitch route. You're going to have a similar kind of sit route from this guy, similar route from the outside guy as well. No pass rush is getting to Lombardi this quick, right? Nothing is getting there within the snap. He takes 1 step to set his feet. Boom, throws the ball. This is all about timing. I don't actually think this is a poor play from Jalen Perry on the outside. I think this is strictly a timing route that Lombardi is throwing right now before the guy even makes his cut. So that's really tough for Jalen Perry to make that call. I think this is more just kudos to the offense. They executed really well, and that's tough to defend. So despite Jalen Perry, I think has decent technique here. He stops pretty quickly. He just has a little bit of separation there, and that's all you need on a timing route like that. So I'm not going to, harp on Perry for this one. I think this is just a well-run play. He does have to tackle there, though. He forces Dax Hill to come clean up the tackle there, so he's got to get a little bit better, clean that up.
Tempo here as the defense gets more tired in the series.
Quick strike out wide, another completion.
This was just frustrating because MSU went for tempo, and this is strictly about alignment, right? Michigan is still trying to figure out. You saw Hawkins was looking towards the sideline. The main issue here, you got 2 wide receivers out here, and all you have is 1 cornerback. If I'm G-Man Green, I should be screaming right now. I should be screaming at my defense saying, what am I doing, right? Because honestly, Michigan's really lucky they didn't just send both these guys out on a fly route. What are you going to do? Dax, this is way too much room to cover if that's actually what happens here. Instead, they just run a simple screen, throw it out here. That's an easy 7 yards. And then you have to have the defense completely flow over there after the fact. But running tempo, the defense wasn't set. That's what enables this play to be successful. It's only now that they realize this is the case. So if they actually ran what I said, where they just both run, deep routes 5 yards apart from each other, that could have been a big pickup. But still first down, and that's honestly inexcusable. You have to know the numbers, know what the offense is set in, and I put that on probably Brad Hawkins to not be out there. He seems like the guy who should be out there, but tempo got them, and that's just not a good play, not a headsy play at all.
It's McDonald. Another long throw.
Can't believe White comes down with this. This is, again, what are you going to do when Michigan State keeps 7 in to pass protect, right? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 guys to pass protect against 4 pass rushers for Michigan. So again, when it's this quick of a play where you just have fade, deep cross, fade, and the throw is a 3-step lob to the sideline, pass rush isn't ever going to be a factor there. Michigan State knew the pass rush could have been an issue. They didn't give time for that. That's a really quick throw. Guys are only, 6 yards deep at this point, and they're only starting to make contact on the defensive line with the offensive lineman. No guy, even unimpeded, is going to have an effect on this play. So this is simply throw a fade, lofty pass to my wide receiver. For whatever reason, Jalen Perry falls here. Actually, upon second review, it does look like, I don't know if the wide receiver tugs there. That seems inadvertent, but I don't know why Jalen Perry falls there a little bit. But regardless, just an insane kind of lucky catch, I would say. It bounces off of Jalen Perry's shoulder as he's falling to the ground. We'll get a better angle here where he's falling. He actually kind of gets like a tip on the ball a little bit here. It goes off his shoulder. And then White somehow brings that in, cradles it in his chest. It's like, this one is just a spectacular catch, and obviously the throw was on the money, but Jalen Perry falling, it's just a comedy of errors, I guess, combined with a good play from the wide receiver who catches this falling as well. So, hey, just shake your head at that one.
Get a goal at the 13. Lombardi setting up a screen. He has Heyward.
Touchdown that iced the game here. On the defensive line for Michigan, you're going to have a little stunt. You're going to have these 2 guys, Kemp and I think this is Upshaw, going this way. You're going to have Loop here from Welshoff and Hutchinson here going around. And then you're going to have a gap blitz out of Ross, a delayed blitz after the stunt here. So there you see the guys cutting across. Here comes Ross up the middle. Unfortunately, it is a screen, so it's a poorly timed blitz here, or a well-timed screen, depending on who you root for. So in this case, it's a good job from this offensive lineman picking up Jalen Perry, who doesn't really, stand much of a chance against an offensive lineman. Down the field, Nailor has inside leverage here on, is that Dax? Yeah, it's Dax Hill, or no, that's Makari Page. Credit to Page for at least fighting off and diving for this, but good move from the running back, gets into the end zone, and this is more the case of a well-timed screen pass than anything else. Can't really expect Perry to do anything too much more than that. Same with Page. I think both Perry and Page are not set up well here, but that's by play design. So this is an RPS win for the offense and seals the game essentially.
And Lombardi with the quarterback sneak. Does he get the first?
And this play doesn't really matter. I think the game was already over. The main gripe I have, what is Hinton doing? All right, so this is your line of scrimmage right here, this blue line. Everyone is appropriately at the line of scrimmage here, ready to fire off here. I think by the stance, you can tell it's going to be a QB sneak. I just don't know what Hinton is doing here. I mean, he's at least half a yard from the line of scrimmage here, and then watch what he does after the snap. He's actually going to loop around and give this center. The center actually ends up past the first down line. On a QB sneak, that's just giving them the first down on that. So Hinton is debatably the most important person on this play. If he fires off into the center and drives this guy back, that is all the momentum Lombardi has, is right behind that center. So I don't know what Hinton is doing there. You can see him kind of like olay that center, and Kemp is the only guy who really has leverage there against the quarterback, and it's just not enough when you have that center and that guard now really piling on. When your nose tackle, who's shaded to the left side here, he's actually shaded between, he's on like the left shoulder of the center. So if he fires off right here, and you have Kemp knifing right here, you add some linebackers, I think you could probably limit this to a yard, maybe yard and a half, right? But in this case, Hinton just essentially allows that left guard and center to go past the first down marker, and Kemp essentially is more just redirecting instead of meeting Hinton at the point of attack there. So I don't know why Hinton, I mean, look where Hinton ends up. This just isn't a solution to stop a QB sneak on 4th and 2. I don't know if that was called. It's just mind-boggling, and it's kind of a nice way to sum up this defensive analysis, where it's just a comedy of errors, bad timing, and things that I can't really explain. So that's it.